Hello there and welcome to Verdict 2016, where we get you the latest updates from the states going to polls. Of course, today a big focus on West Bengal, but let's start with the headlines. 2 days after the removal of the Kolkata Police Commissioner, the Election Commission officials review poll preparedness for the second phase in West Bengal. And a show cause notice is issued to Mamata Banerjee. The West Bengal Chief Minister has been asked to explain the violation of the Model Code of Conduct. And we also bring a special focus on Malda district, a place where communal tension is threatening to put the issue of development on the back burner. All right, now let's get you all the latest that's developing in West Bengal. The full bench of the Election Commission today held day-long meetings to review the poll preparedness in the state, where 2 rounds of voting have already taken place. Well, the delegations met political parties and officials from the police and the administration ahead of the third phase polls slated for the 17th of April. Now, 2 days ago, Kolkata Police Chief Rajiv Kumar was removed amid allegations of bias towards the ruling Trinamool Congress. This is the second visit of the Commission to West Bengal, which has that 6th phase assembly polls.
The Commission has deployed close to 800 companies of Central Police Forces in the election process. All polling locations will be manned by Central Police Forces. 1,500 CPF mobiles, 1,500 Central Police Forces mobiles will be deployed. CPF will be discharging their duties at booth in a very active manner. They will be keeping a close watch on the groups inside the booth, and anyone indulging in malpractices will be brought to books. Adequate CCTV coverage and webcasting in polling stations in sensitive areas will be ensured.
And the Election Commission today issued show cause notice to West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee for allegedly violating the Model Code of Conduct. The poll code violation came during an election rally in Asansol, where Mamata announced the creation of a new district. The Chief Minister now has to answer the notice, failing which the Election Commission can take action against her. According to reports, Mamata Banerjee, however, justified her announcement and even claimed that she would do it again.
It was brought to the knowledge of the Commission that some kind of promise was made for creation of Asansol district. And on that basis, there is a detailed show cause notice which will be displayed on our website.
All right, to take us through really what's something that we can expect on the 17th of April, and of course the ramifications of what the Election Commission has done today, that show cause notice to Mamata Banerjee. We've got Aditi Fadnis in studio, political editor of the Business Standard, with us. Aditi, first of all, just talking about that EC notice, how much of a blow is that going to be to Mamata, even though apparently reports claim she's defiant and she's saying that she's going to continue. She did not, of course, violate that poll code of conduct.
Well, I'm sure she has a battery of lawyers arguing for her, and they will put her case before the Election Commission. In any case, it takes a long time for the Election Commission to act on such notices, and the poll will be over and done with by the time the Election Commission really takes notice of it. But having said that, it's absolutely imperative that elections in India have a degree of credibility. And that can only happen if, even the high and mighty, the most important people in the state are fearful of a notice from the Election Commission. So I think it's a very good thing that has happened. And I'm sure whatever she may say, I'm pretty sure that she's going to be more careful in the future about what she allows herself to say in public meetings.
That's right. And the Election Commission visiting West Bengal the second time, of course, and that in itself is significant, looking at the way the Congress and the left really are going for it this time, aren't they? Complaining against so-called goons, at least of the TMC, in both the phases that we saw, not the phases of both the rounds of, voting that we did see. West Bengal is, of course, not new when it comes to political violence, especially during elections. This time, of course, the faces perhaps are a bit different compared to the last few decades, at least. But this time, do you feel the Congress and left are really going at it? And, they're making sure the Election Commission does sit up and take notice of what's going on?
Well, as I said, it's very important for elections in India, which is, we value our democracy so much, for elections to have credibility. I think the best part of the election is, we've seen how the election commissioner has been changed. There has been a real round robin of officials in West Bengal.
Yes.
But there is also the other side to it, which is that in areas which, in the first phase of the West Bengal election, areas which were habitually struck by Maoist violence, extremist violence, have seen turnouts, unprecedented turnouts. People are voting with their hands and their feet if they could. So, which suggests to us that the violence has not quenched the thirst for making your presence felt, for exercising the one right that you have, which nobody can take away from you. So, it's really encouraging to see that even places where development has not reached at all, people are coming out 80-90% polling in those areas. It's quite fantastic, and I think it's a testament to the Election Commission as well as the people of that region who are now not afraid of being shot down simply because they participated in voting.
Yes.
There was a time when the Maoists would kill you if you went out to vote.
Yes.
And we've seen times when there's been 1 and 2% polling, and not only in areas which have been traditionally insurgency struck, but also in places like Nellie in Assam, where polling was 2%, I still recall.
Yeah.
So it's very encouraging to see all this, and such a huge turnout, and people coming out even when it's so hot.
Yes,
to
absolutely
take the trouble to go and vote.
Absolutely. We'll continue, in fact, speaking about the particular battles, really. But before that, let's also take our viewers through some of those battles that we're talking about. One of them, of course, to be in Siliguri, where Baichung Bhutia is, of course, a Trinamool Congress catch really for the West Bengal elections, and the former Indian football captain is contesting on a party ticket from Siliguri. And our correspondent Pranav Goswami caught up with him during campaigning. Listen in.
We have with us Baichung Bhutia, star footballer and TMC candidate from Siliguri constituency. Sir, you fought 2014 election also, and then you lost. Again, you are contesting from Siliguri. How do you see your hopes this time? What are going to be the key issues which you are raising during your campaign?
I think 2014 was the first election for me. For the first time I was fighting for any political party, and I had just 1 month, and the area is big. We've got 12 lakh voters, and just to get organized and to do campaign was very, very difficult. But also I think the issue on 2014, when you combine the hills and the plains, the hills have a different issue of Gorkhaland demand. So I think it's an issue they just fight on, but after election they forget it. So that way I think that issue on the hills becomes a very difficult challenge.
Siliguri comes under Darjeeling district, and Darjeeling people have been demanding for separate state of Gorkhaland. And this has been a very long pending demand. What is your stand on this particular issue? What you think?
See, I think the party who's won from there is BJP in the Lok Sabha election. They need to really clarify in the hills what is their stand. Mamata Banerjee made it very, very clear that she would want to make sure that Darjeeling is developed, the infrastructures are given, the roads are maintained.
Opposition parties have been criticizing this government, that this government has failed to create job opportunities for youth.
In the last 5 years, I think we've done much more than what CPM had done it in 30-40 years. Yes, when during the CPM rule there was no opportunities, everybody can see that, and a lot of the migration or opportunities or people looking for better opportunities went outside state. Bengal was set back so much that because the government that time during those days, CPM, did not really change with time and did not create opportunities and did not make a lot of young generation dream and achieve for bigger and achieve bigger goals. And I think the last 5 years we've been able to do quite a bit, and it's just the start, as I said, but in next 5-10 years we will be able to create a lot of opportunities for the youngsters.
All right, and turning our focus to Malda district, it has witnessed, in fact, a spate of communal violence in recent months, which is why election issues this time are focusing on peace and harmony. But in the process, political parties are managing to push the agenda of development into the background.
In the Malda district of West Bengal, Kalaichak area still bears evidence of the violence on 3rd of January. Miscreants set the local police station on fire, destroyed shops and BSF vehicles. Many people were left with injuries.
দরকারটা মানে কি আমার যা দোকান জ্বালিয়ে দিয়েছিল মনে কর কল্পনার শেষ নেই মানে যা অবস্থা সরকার থেকে এখনো কোনো সাহায্য পাই নাই হ্যাঁ এখন যাই হোক আমাদের যে নেতৃত্ব আছে শান্তিতে মিটিং আমরা চাই যাতে শান্তিভাবে আমরা চলতে পারি
The trouble started when the Muslim community held demonstrations against Hindu Mahasabha's leader Kamlesh Tiwari's remarks on Prophet Muhammad. For people of Kalaichak, bringing back peace is the core issue. Neglect of development comes a close second.
দরকার আমাদের সবচেয়ে বেশিরভাগ দরকার হলো যে কি আমরা বুড়ো মানুষ খাটতে পারি না আমাদের ভাতটা হয় না আমাদের মানে যে সংসারে আমাদের অসুবিধা আমাদের মানে সস্তা খেতে পাচ্ছি না আর আমাদের এই যে এখানে রাস্তাঘাট তো যা আছে কিন্তু আমাদের যে বুড়া লোক যে আমাদের ভাতটা কেন হয় না
এই যে কিছু দুই তিন মাস আগে যে ঝামেলা চলেছে তার জন্য থানার রাস্তাটা বন্ধ করে দিয়েছে
আমাদের হিন্দু পাড়া টোটাল রাস্তাটা বন্ধ
এটা গোটাই হিন্দু পাড়া লাস্টে গিয়ে মুসলমান পাড়া আছে ঠিক আছে কিন্তু তবুও তো আমাদের রাস্তার দরকার আমাদের বেটা ছেলে সব হাট বাজারে যাচ্ছে আপনি গার্লসের থানার ভিতরে যাওয়া আসা যে রাস্তা বন্ধ করে দিয়েছে থানার একদম ওখানটা খোলার দরকার
আমাদের দরকার হচ্ছে রাস্তা আমাদের বাইরে এটা রাস্তা আছে খাদ খম্মা দেখতে পাচ্ছেন আপনি নিজের চোখে গাড়ি টাড়ি ছেলে পেলে যাচ্ছে এত গাড়ি ঘোড়া আছে মানে থাকা যায় না এখানে আমাদের বিশেষ রাস্তার দরকার এটা রাস্তা নেই আমাদের সময় তার এখানে আমাদের শ্রমিক শ্রেণী বেশি হ্যাঁ কাজকর্ম আমাদের দরকার এটাই আমাদের দরকার
Malda district has 12 assembly seats. In the 2011 elections, the Congress won 7, the Left 3 and the TMC 2. Malda has an equal population of Muslims and Hindu. More importantly, it shares its boundary with Bangladesh. While the BJP accuses Bangladeshi infiltrators of being involved in illegal drug business, the TMC in turn accused the BJP and the RSS for harming communal harmony here.
कुछ करने के लिए नहीं बोला पुलिस को जो नहीं गोली नहीं चलाए कुछ नहीं करेंगे वो बोल रहा है जब टोटल मुस्लिम जो कम्युनिटी है ना उसको वोट बैंक बनाने के लिए तृणमूल सरकार ऐसा कर रहा है
कि टीएमसी पूरे मगरबी बंगाल में कहीं भी कम्युनल पॉलिटिक्स नहीं करती है कम्युनल पॉलिटिक्स तो बीजेपी पूरे हिंदुस्तान में किया है मोदी 2014 में जो मोदी साइक्लोन बोल रहे थे या झड़ हम बांग्ला में कहते हैं लेकिन मगरबी बंगाल में वो झड़ नहीं आया है यहाँ मगरबी बंगाल के जो लोग हैं हिंदू मुसलमान सब मिलजुल कर रहते हैं और कम्युनल पॉलिटिक्स को यहाँ आने नहीं देंगे आइंदा
Malda district is also one of the most backward districts of West Bengal. Ironically, more than development, communal problems have become the rallying point for political parties in this election. In Kalaichak, Malda, Pranav Goswami's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
And Aditi Fadnis continues to be with us. Aditi, very quickly, just talking about Malda, like we just saw in the story there, it's been a Congress stronghold, so 9 seats, of course, from there. That's crucial. How would Mamata fare this time?
It's hard to say. There has been a lot of violence. There's not just communal, political violence also. And as you say, it's a Congress seat, but the Ghanika Chaudhary clan has always held Malda ever since I can remember. Since I was a little girl, and that was a long, long time ago. So yeah, it has been a Congress stronghold, but this time we have to see the left and the Congress have a kind of an alliance.
Yes.
And whether they will work together to keep the Trinamool and the BJP out in Malda, we have to see, because what Kamlesh Tiwari and others have said did set Malda on fire. And the allegation of the BJP was that the left, the Trinamool government just looked the other way and didn't really pay any attention to.
All right, we'll leave it there for now. Thanks so much, Aditi, for joining us. But I do understand we also have our correspondent Pranav. In fact, Pranav Goswami is in fact joining us from Siliguri right now. Pranav, first of all, just talking about the EC notice to Mamata Banerjee, any kind of response that you've got from the government as of now?
Mamata Banerjee has categorically said that she won't reply to EC's show cause notice. She said that this is a conspiracy against her government, and she also said that what she has to say she'll repeat it again. We know that she had announced in Asansol one rally that Asansol will be a new district in West Bengal. That was the reason, because the model code of conduct is because of election. This is a violation of model code of conduct that you cannot announce anything, and that is the reason the election commission has sent show cause notice. But Mamata Banerjee is saying that BJP, CPM and Congress, all opposition party leaders are unnecessarily targeting her, because they are fearing that in this election also TMC is biggest threat for them, and TMC is also again going to perform well. As far as opposition parties are concerned, they are saying that Trinamool Congress, some election officials who are on duty to these poll process, they are not discharging their duties properly. And some intellectual groups also, they have also met election commission, and they have asked that the removal of the CEO, Chief Electoral Officer of West Bengal, Sunil Gupta. They said that Sunil Gupta is playing a role as a representative of TMC party. So these are the allegations which are being put against TMC government, and we've also seen during the first round of polling that some poll violence incidents took place. The Election Commission is trying to ensure that these sort of attempts should be stopped, and that's the reason the Election Commission visited West Bengal, and they are trying to increase the number of Central Forces Battalion, and some more companies will also be deployed for next round of polling.
All right. Thanks so much, Pranav, for joining us with those details. We'll be coming to you continuously, of course, for more updates from West Bengal. But for the moment, though, let's turn our focus now to Tamil Nadu. Well, election fever is catching on in Tamil Nadu. It's a state that's likely to witness one of the most fiercely fought electoral battles. The AIADMK, of course, hoping that its populist schemes will strike a chord among the people and give the Chief Minister Jayalalitha a second term. The party can draw a lot of comfort, though, from Rajiv Lakshman Karandikar, the director of the Chennai Mathematical Institute, who says that he has data that shows why the ruling party has an upper hand.
No single issue which is annoying people, okay? So people may not be so much enthusiastic and go and vote for ADMK and give her the kind of majority that she got. But people are not looking to overthrow the government. So that sentiment is not there at the moment, as I see it. On top of that, the opposition is disunited. Earlier, it was always that either you are with DMK or ADMK, then you count. If you are with neither of them, you don't count. This time, for the first time in Tamil Nadu, a third front is viable. Last time, Lok Sabha, it was felt that a third front is viable. As it turned out, it did take votes. It did help Jayalalitha in much bigger victory than what she would have had. But they didn't get to win seats. This time also, the third front, how many seats they win, we can't say, but they will take out significant chunk of votes out of the anti-Jaya votes. And because of that, it appears that at the moment, Jayalalitha ji has an upper hand, ADMK has an upper hand. But there's still 1 month left in voting. And in 1 month in the past, I have observed, based on opinion poll, that there is enormous volatility in public opinion. And the same may happen now. Some issue may emerge by which either people get upset with Jayalalitha or may get upset with the opposition. The wave can move in any of the directions.
Meanwhile, the silk industry in Kanchipuram is facing a huge challenge, mainly from mass-produced powerloom products and cheap silk products dumped by China. And the industry is hoping to extract some electoral promises during these elections. But so far, not many parties have shown much inclination to help.
The home of the Kanjivaram sari, South India's answer to the Banarsi silk saris of North India. With prices ranging from 1,000 rupees to 1.5 lakh each, Kanjivaram saris are treasured for their own unique charm and style.
My mother is coming from past 35 years for purchasing saris and all. Here only we are coming from Tanuku, West Godavari district, Andhra Pradesh.
Famous for centuries as Kanjivaram, today the place is known as Kanchipuram. The sari making tradition is handed down for generations. Silk, yarn, silver and gold zari all go into knitting the saris on handloom devices.
The saris are very historical saris. This is all own manufacturing by man. It is not a powerloom saris, hand making saris. Nowadays the powerloom has coming and demanding the Kanjivaram saris. But the old mans and the old culture peoples are also nowadays they are working hard to establish the saris in the world.
The border and the pallav are woven separately with the body of the sari with the technique known as korvai. A lot of skill goes into creating a Kanjipuram sari that stands out for knotting and interlocking techniques. All of this is under threat.
The foreign countries coming and they are taking the labors from our Kanjipuram. This is old historical manufacturing. But it is going down, very down. The peoples, they are making the peoples to come that factories, and for their own purpose, they are exporting that, they are taking our wealth.
Interestingly, unlike other states that complain of outsiders taking away their jobs, here in Kanchipuram, the sari makers are actually grateful to the workers who come from states like Bihar, UP and Madhya Pradesh. If they do have complaints, it is with their own state government that is falling short in providing subsidy for raw materials.
The sari price is very high. If we are producing the original saris, original silk saris, then it will cost more. The people, the middle class families will not be afford to buy.
Enticed by the demand for Kanjivaram saris, China recently jumped into the market. It dumped its own cheap artificial silk that cut into the sales of the domestic industry. Among the political parties, the DMK is wooing the community by ear-making spacing in all its poll manifesto. Besides shops for silk weavers, the party has announced it will set up silk parks. The AIA-DMK, however, has been silent. Akhilesh Suman's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
And finally, let's get you some poll snippets in Polpuri. Trinamool Congress chief Mamata Banerjee today lashed out at her rivals in West Bengal, claiming that they were acting out a political vendetta against her party. While addressing an election meeting in Birbhum district, she added that Congress and the BJP leaders come to the state during election time after 5 years and talk big but do nothing for the people. A joint wireless control room was opened in Jungle Mahal to monitor the movement of central forces in West Bengal. The step was taken over complaints that Central Police personnel were absent in booths and adjoining areas of 3 districts during the first phase of the elections. The DMK released its list of candidates for the upcoming Tamil Nadu elections across 173 constituencies. The list was marked by new faces, a host of former MLAs and ministers, with party treasurer M.K. Stalin seeking re-election from Kolathur. The party had already announced that its chief, Karunanidhi, will contest again from Tiruvarur, and the party is on the field in a total of 173 constituencies, with its Congress allies contesting 41 seats. Vijay Kant-led DMDK, which is in alliance with People's Welfare Front for the May 16th Assembly polls, has released its list of candidates for 40 constituencies. The party has given tickets to several of its sitting MLAs, including the party's deputy leader in the outgoing assembly. The party is contesting from 104 constituencies, while the rest is shared by its allies. And that's all we have for you on the show. Thanks for joining us.